Hello, everyone. Welcome to another beautiful Wednesday with us on Live with Lloyd. I am your astronumerologist, Lloyd Strayhorn. As you see, I'm going to have a very distinguished guest. So for you ladies that want to get a beautiful facial treatment, and men too, because men are now beginning to groom themselves even more so than in the past. Well, I have a special treat for the ladies and for the men too by taking advantage of it. And again, this is Lloyd Strayhorn. Thank you so much for joining us this Wednesday. Let me do a couple of things to get this party started, as they say. Okay, here we go. And I'll do this. Whoops. Okay, here we go. Hi, everybody. Thank you very much. I have a very distinguished guest today. We had a conversation. I was referred to her by one of my guests who referred her to me. And we got into conversation, and I was just so amazed at what she explained and whatnot. And she is a certified facial yoga teacher. I didn't even know about facial yoga. I'm into yoga, but I didn't know there was facial yoga also. She is also an educator. She is also a performer. Yes, she's performed in theater and dance and whatnot, and she is an upcoming author. So without further ado, I would like to introduce to you, everybody, Rashamella Cumbo. How are you, Rashamella? Am I saying your name correctly? Ho, 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 ho. My bad. I had your mic off. Am I saying your name correctly?
Yes, Rashamella.
Rashimella. Okay, I got you. I got you from now on, Rashimella.
Yes.
Rashimella, first of all, thank you for joining us.
Oh, thank you for having me, Brother Lloyd. Thank
You
you.
know, every now and then, well, actually more than ever before, there are products talking about anti-aging, anti-this, anti-that. But then there's some things that are very organic. And when I ask questions, in fact, we're going to be taking questions later on because you're going to make a PowerPoint presentation. Then we're going to give a demonstration. So this is going to be a fun session for all you ladies. Get a mirror, okay? I got one. All righty. You're going to need to. What is this called?
That's a qua. It stimulates your lymphatic system.
Okay. And then I got one of these things that rolls. So I says, okay, this is some research. I said, I'll get these things so we can demonstrate.
Yeah, you have a derma roller.
A derma roller. Thank you, dear. I knew they called it something.
I will go over this with the audience. And I'd like to thank the audience for spending time with us tonight. I know time is your most valuable currency, so I appreciate your attention.
Yeah, but I think it's going to be worth it because women are more so concerned about their beauty, their appearance, their health. We men, I guess we want to be rugged all the time, but quite as it's kept, we men want to look good too, okay? Mm-hmm. And this is where they can do this. So I'm going to ask a couple of things, and you know, they got these things now where people get the Botox in the face, but yet their face change and become stiff. So I'm going to get to that. How did you start on this journey? Were you an educator first or a performer? What was the order of how things happened and what led you to this?
Oh, okay. I was a performer and a teacher at the same time. I taught dance when I was like 9 years old. I didn't have any technique, but I would stand next to the teacher and teach dance. So, you know, as time went on, you know, I went to school. I studied with Alvin Ailey, Gregory Hines, you know, and I studied a lot with a lot of different techniques, Catherine Dunham, Nana Denny Zulu. So I studied with a lot of
Oh, wow, that's nice. Denny Zulu. Okay, go ahead.
and I studied acting with Lee Chamberlain and Arthur French and quite a few actors, you know. So I just went on that journey. It just happened, you know. It
Mm-hmm.
was natural. I just started getting shows and traveling overseas and coming back and doing movies, doing soap operas, doing all those type of things. And then after 9/11, you know, the theater and film industry in New York sort of dried up. And
Mm-hmm.
I didn't want to go to LA at all. I went to LA for a week and had to come home. So I couldn't make it in LA. It's not my kind of place. So I came
Interesting.
back home and I was teaching at Alvin Ailey, and we went to a school in Washington Heights. And the principal there, she kept asking me, could you please come and teach at my school? And I kept saying no. So one day I said, oh, okay, yes, thinking that she would do something and the computer would reject me, you know. But then she said, Russian number, Social Security. I gave her, she put it all in the computer. And she says, okay, you're hired. This is your file number. I was like, excuse me, what? And she was like, when you graduated with your MA, you got a file number, because it was the teachers college at Columbia. So they
Mm-hmm.
automatically gave you a file number. I had no idea. 100 years had gone by, but it was there. So I had already given her my word and she put it in the computer. So I taught public school for like a long time, like 10 years. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then with the face yoga, actually, the first time I had never heard of face yoga. I heard of face exercise, and that was many years ago with Beverly Johnson, the model.
Yeah, the model, the famous model at the time. Yes.
She wrote a very good book way back in the late 80s, and I was like, really, face exercise? But she had it all in there. She had it was a great book. If you can still get it, I suggest you do. She had so many things for your complexion. Just a really, she wrote a really good book, and she taught the face exercises. But later on, I just saw it one day, and I said, oh, let me try that. Because when I was in college, when I was studying movement science, they didn't teach us anything from the head. Everything I learned was from the head down. I never even thought in my mind anything about your face and muscles and bones. You know, I knew about the spine in the back, but that was about it. So
Mm-hmm.
I became curious, and then I found Famiko, and I studied with Famiko, and then she invited me to get certified, and I said, oh, no, I don't want to go to, I said, you know what, this is fun, I can do it. So I studied with Famiko, and I got certified, and when 9/11 came, so many things changed. Not
Yeah,
9/11, you know, the last thing. So
sure,
when the
sure.
last thing came, I said, you know what, I'm sitting at home, you know, why don't I, you know, teach more than my friends? So I got online and I've been teaching folks. Yeah.
Now, here's the thing. They have countless serums,
Mm-hmm.
uh, lotions, creams, call it what you will, and they have this thing of Botox. In fact, I remember one time I saw something a while ago where they were promoting young ladies. They were just barely out of their teens into their early 20s and not even 30s yet, to suggest that they get Botox treatments.
Well, you
Is
know, I'm sorry, go.
no, no, no,
I
no.
Botox. I mean, Botox is actually what? It's rat poison, you know, so you're putting rat poison in your system. And the Botox actually, after the first 4 weeks, you look great, you're looking good. And what it does, it relaxes the muscle under your skin. So
Hmm.
Botox relaxes the muscle, and then the skin can lay flat on top of the muscle, because your face does not have any ligaments and tendons. So it relaxes the muscles on your face. And you know, it works for a little while, but after 5 or 6 weeks, you have to start all over again. You there, Lloyd? Yeah.
Yeah,
After
no, no, I'm going to switch from like when you're talking about that. But here's the point.
mm-hmm,
But I've well, from what I've seen of celebrities, especially women, that seem to be more affected than men. I guess men take Botox too.
Oh, men, I know more men that take Botox than women. Yeah,
Really?
yeah, more. A lot of men take Botox. You'd be surprised. I actually know more men that use Botox. It was funny. I was doing a show once, and the producer gave us all like this big certificate for Botox, and none of the women she had a big basket full of nice gifts, and all the guys were like saying, I'll give you this lotion if you give me your Botox. I'll give you this sea salt if you give me your Botox. So I gave my Botox, and they were just like, she had my basket full of Botox. I was just giving the certificates out. A lot of men use it also, but women, their faces, like women like models, more men use it, actors, newscasters, so you can't really see their faces and their foreheads and faces really not moving like you more or less see it with women. But Botox is, and that's another reason I like doing face yoga. And my approach to face yoga is not beauty, it's health. Because everything, you can look at a person's face and tell them things, everything that's happening in their body, really, because your face is connected to different organs. I feel as far as beauty is concerned, if you're healthy and you're doing all the right things and eating the right things, you're going to be beautiful. And it's not about, nobody is going to go backwards in time, and you want to be your best going forward.
Sure.
And you want to be the best you. And you want to take care of yourself, because if a person is 30, a person that is 60 is old. But if you're 60 and a person that's 100, you're a baby. So it's all relative,
Yeah, point of reference. Yes, that makes sense.
You just want to be the best you. You just want to be the best you. And I think that my approach to face yoga is about your health. I'm more concerned, like if I look and I see somebody with real deep horizontal lines over their nose, I'll tell them, you might want to have your lungs checked. Maybe you're not breathing deep enough. Maybe you're a shallow breather. Maybe you're smoking. Maybe you're around pollutants. If you have the horizontal lines, I'll tell you, it's, your liver, your kidneys. Put some hot rags on your liver, drink more water, do things like that. Try to purify yourself a little more. Like today was a perfect day for me, because when I woke up, I was like, oh, my head is spinning, my eyes are red. What's happening? I knew right away. I said, okay, this must be a ragweed day. Do some eye exercises, drink some water, flush your eyes, and you'll be fine. 20 years ago, I would have been like, oh God, what's wrong with me? What do I do? So I know how to handle all my allergies. And that one of the main reasons that I think more about the health is because I'm very sensitive to chemicals. There's something called MCS, which is multiple chemical sensitivity. So parabens, they're in everything. So I develop most of my products that I use with my students are all natural. They come from the earth. If it's not from Mother Nature, I don't want it. You can put when I was younger, I tried soap powder, and my whole body broke up out in hives. So now I have to use something that has no parabens at all. Because in school now, they've banned perfume, air spray, because that's the #1 cause of asthma. So people spraying perfume and air spray closes down the children's lungs. So it's so many things that we use in everyday life that are poisoning us. And I always tell my clients, it hits me right away. I said, but with you, it may take 5 years, 10 years before, it really starts showing up in your system. And it goes.
You're super sensitive. That's what you're saying. You happen to be super sensitive.
Yes.
Let me ask you one more thing too, and then we'll get back. What is it about this Botox? Okay, you last 4 weeks, so but if you keep coming back, it begins to disfigure you at some point, don't it? It almost seems as if your face is stiff.
Well, your face is actually stiff almost right after you inject it. But what people like about Botox, I think, is that after 4 or 5 weeks, your face starts to relax. The muscles under your skin start to relax, and you don't have the tension and the stress. What the Botox is doing is releasing the stress from your muscle and the tension from your muscle so that your skin can relax. our body, our lower body, our bones and muscles, they attach together with ligaments and tendons. Our
Mm-hmm.
face does not have ligaments and tendons. You have your bone, your muscle, the fat, and the skin. So if you have wrinkles, I'll show it on the slide later. If you have wrinkles in your skin and you have the fat and then the muscle and then the bone, if you stick the Botox all the way in, it's going to relax the muscle past the fat. But you can do that yourself. You can do that without. They have my teacher actually had a lot of people who had used Botox, and they stopped. They stopped using the Botox because they saw that they were able to do the same thing over time, relaxing the muscle under the fat and under the skin. So I'll show that in a
Is the same thing can be done to make a woman look beautiful, a man look more appealing, or whatever you want to call it?
you're gonna look your best. You're gonna look
Think
the
I'm
best
gonna
that
go through
you can.
Botox.
Pardon me, I'm sorry.
No, I said so a woman can, as well as men, make them almost get the same results, but without the Botox effect. That's
Well,
what
over
you're
time, it would take you longer, but the difference between Botox and face yoga is that if you continue your face yoga practice, it's not going to go away. The Botox goes away. You have to redo Botox. Face yoga, you have to just continue to do your exercises, but you're not putting any foreign substances into your body because that's a very dangerous substance. You see, when they advertise it on television, they're telling you everything that can happen. And over time, if you put poison in your body, something is happening. Everything you put into your body has a reaction. Everything. So it's after a while, the Botox will get you. And then some people, they start with the Botox and then they say, okay, this Botox looks good. And then they get fillers, a filler, they start sticking things in different areas and stuff. And then they get bored with that. And then it becomes some sort of obsession. And then they get their face cut and pulled. And I say, just be the best you can, with who you are. And what you look like should not have much to do with who you are.
Well, maybe that's a Hollywood thing. You know what I'm saying? People get caught up very much on appearances.
Mhm.
And the thing is, it's so surfacey as against improving the inside of a person, which will always remain beautiful over
Well,
time.
with the Hollywood thing, you look at all the beautiful actresses that I came up with. You got Angela Bassett, you got Viola. These are all the people I came up with. And we did theater, and these are my theater people, and they look beautiful. And I'm telling you, there's no cutting and pasting over there. That's just beauty, natural beauty. Yeah. So it's depends on what kind of person you want to be. I think that if you've lived a good life and you're happy with the things that you've accomplished in your life, becoming an elder is a good thing. I think becoming an elder is a good thing.
Well, if
And
you live long enough, you must come that way, like as all things. So
yeah,
I
it's a
would
good thing.
so
I mean, I feel I'm an elder. I feel comfortable being an elder.
yeah, yeah.
And
Now,
I'm the best that I can be.
how should now you were saying we when I talked to you a couple of days ago, we got into a long conversation. You talked about one of the things that's a challenge in the face is collagen or collagen.
Collagen. Yeah, collagen.
Collagen.
Yeah,
Now,
as we age, we lose collagen in our face, and that like when you're young, you can scratch yourself, and like 2 days later, it's healing up. You got to scat. But the older you get, you have less collagen replacement. But if we use this derma roller, this sort of damages your skin, but it pricks at your skin. Where's your derma roller, Lord?
yeah, I just ordered it because I told you I said let me order it for the show. Uh,
So when you roll the derma roller, it's
this is what it looks like.
yes. You can get this one, and they have different. You can change the tip, and you can do. You can
Okay.
use the smaller one. The smaller one you can use like between your forehead. I wouldn't put it under my eyes, but here you just push it along the side. I actually like the way it feels.
Mm-hmm.
Wait a minute, my computer is showing something. Let me get rid of it. It says later. I actually like the way it feels on my
Mm-hmm.
skin. And what it does, it pricks at your skin and it stimulates the collagen that we have to, to heal faster. So your face brightens up faster. You do that like 3 times a week and your complexion will look very nice. Yeah.
So you're saying because of the prickly substance, not
Mhm,
to this, you recommend that they don't use this around the eyes.
exactly. You can use it on your neck. Oh, and say something about the neck too. You can use it on your neck.
Mm-hmm.
You can use it here, around here. You just this is basically really for your skin to make your skin look nice and
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
making the collagen work faster. That's all. Because I don't believe in ingesting like you people. They buy collagen, and I know a lot of face yogis. They use collagen tablets and collagen powder, but I don't believe putting anything in my body that has to be manufactured. If it doesn't come from nature, I'm not using it. So
Yeah,
that
well,
collagen
that
has
makes
to be
sense.
manufactured. You know what I'm
You
saying?
you said so like now there was another device you had with a small roller and a larger roller.
Oh, that's a
But like the same
the
thing as not prickly, right?
yes. This one is not the quad shot. This is a this is good. We're going to talk about later when we do our little. I want to
I'm
do a
gonna
little.
do on full screen so they can see you. Go ahead.
Yeah, I want to do a little demonstration later. But this tool actually stimulates your lymphatic system, and that's the conversation that we're going to have because to me that's the most important part of what I try to teach people, and that's a very important. So this, and I would put this in the freezer, and then it usually comes with one like this. And this, you just rub it on your skin, rub it on your skin, rub it, push it,
Yeah,
massage
well,
it.
this too. You told me to get this, so
That's it right there. But now you're gonna have one of these too, and
yeah.
both of these are good cold. And then this one though, you can use on your eye. You can rub it on your eye, and this part you can rub up and down on your eye like that.
Uh-huh.
And
Okay.
it actually feels so good, and it helps to rid your body of your face of inflammation. And inflammation goes back to the fascia and the lymphatic system, which we'll talk about later. But
Okay.
this helps. You really need these things, not these especially, and not for the beauty, because you have to drain your lymphatic system. But that's a separate conversation for now. Yeah,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
because to me that's so important. And I'm gonna teach you some exercises and massage techniques today so that you can clear your lymphatic system on a daily basis. And I think that's the most important thing that I can possibly share with you. So you can
This
get really
is
good health
great. This is great. Now, there was another thing in our interesting conversation, and we
mm-hmm.
talked about what happens under dark circles under the eyes. And you said something very interesting about that. Would you like to share
Yeah,
that with our viewers?
it's funny because I said, Lord, I woke up with dark circles this morning, but that was from you have 3 types of dark circles.
Hmm.
The first type of dark circle you have is just from your skin sagging down and getting heavy. Because gravity is pulling everything down. If you can look up and the dark circles don't go away, that's sagging. So what you have to do for those dark circles, you have to use a lot of vitamin C on the inside and on the outside. And I created a little formula that you can put on the eyes that will just automatically lighten the eyes, but it's all natural. And now the second type of dark circles you can get, they're hereditary and they look sort of bluish. And a lot of people from the Middle East and a lot of Native American people from America, they have dark circles. And you see, you have a lot of people who say, "Oh, I'm African American." I'm like, "Yes, you are, and so am I." And then they'll say, "Well," I said, "But you know what? I bet if you do your genealogy, you might have some Native Americans." But I said, "Don't think that the Native Americans weren't black. They were, some of them." But the dark circle, and they always when they finally get the DNA test, and they go say, "Oh yeah, I'm this from this tribe. This was in my blood," and it's like a large percent. So I said, and if you go back to that tribe and you look, you'll see that they have dark circles around their eyes. That's pigmentation. And there's really nothing you can do about that but ice it and massage it and do facial exercises. I've seen people, you know, sort of get rid of them. Now, the third one is the one that's really like the one that most people have, and that's from lack of sleep. That's from drugs, you know, even prescription drugs.
Hmm.
Prescription drugs cause very dark circles. You know, people who use prescription drugs, they have like high blood pressure, diabetes, people who use a lot of prescription drugs. Toward the end of my mom's life, she was using a lot of drugs. And I was like, well, I throw those away. But she was getting dark circles under her, deep dark circles, and she never had it. And I was telling her, that's your kidney. That's your kidney and your liver talking to you. You know, so medications of all kinds cause those. And then people who smoke cigarettes, who drink liquor, you know, those type of things that are damaging to your body, that's your liver talking to you. So what I tell people who actually, the people who, you know, drink the liquor and stuff, there's nothing I can say. But the people who are on medication that have dark circles, you can take a hot towel and wrap it around your liver. And then I teach them exercises to massage the liver. There's exercises that we do in face yoga for the liver, for the kidneys, for the lungs. You know, there's certain exercises where you can open the lungs just from doing exercises.
Now you do group sessions, I think. Is that correct?
Oh, yeah. I like group sessions. Group sessions are fun because we laugh. Everybody's laughing at each other. Yeah, it's a lot of. I mean, the thing about face yoga, you have to make funny faces, and some of them do look ridiculous. And then and when you're doing them, it's a lot of fun. And one-on-one is a lot of fun too. But I personally, I have a lot of fun with the group sessions, and I meet a lot of new people, and you know, we have a good time. We have a good time.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna put up the promotion on that at some point later. But I just think it's very, very interesting that, like in all things, either a change of diet or things that are more organic can relieve a lot of the things that doesn't have to be by prescription.
Yeah, if you do you remember the book by Jeffro Klaus, Back to Eden, way back
Yes,
100 years?
yes, I have that book. I have that book in my
You look
collection.
at that
Yes.
book and you look like he has a whole section on the face going backwards, the whole when you know people who change their diet, how they go from looking like this to looking vibrant and fresh. It's a natural thing. In face yoga, we just give you exercises to repair or like lift muscles. I mean, we can do work. We can repair and make the face look better. We can definitely do that through exercises. We have poses and poses and poses of things to do to restore the face, you know, as much as you can. And we do have those things. But for me, I can do that. But I really like to let the people know why things look like they look and why things are what they are. Because you can do all the poses in the world and you can lift them up and pull them down, but your skin is not going to glow if you're not drinking water and you're not, you know, you're drinking the wrong stuff and eating the wrong things and doing the wrong things. Yeah.
So lifestyle and diet has a lot to do with our appearance. That's what you're saying in essence.
And to get rid of stress. You know, at the end of our lesson today, we're going to de-stress our face. You know, and a lot of people, you know, and it's very interesting because most people, when they look in the mirror, and I was guilty of that too, someone might say to me, "Oh, girl, look at those hips. What happened to those hips? Oh my God, you need to do some exercise." Or, "Oh, girl, look at that. You need to exercise." But nobody ever looks in your face and say, "Oh, your cheek is hanging. You need to exercise?" You know. So we see our face every day. So you know, when we look down in our body, we can see the fat and we can see the differences.
Yeah, yeah.
When we look into the mirror, we really don't see the differences. You know, we age slowly, like it's over time. So
Hmm.
you don't notice the small things happening. And then like you might see somebody that you haven't seen in 20 years. You'd be like, "Gosh, you look fantastic. You look the same." And then you might see somebody and say, "Oh my God," you won't tell them that, but you might say to yourself,
Yeah,
"Oh,
yeah,
what happened to him?" You know? So that's the thing. We don't see it every day. So we don't pay as much attention as we pay attention to our other muscles. But
yeah.
my teacher, she was one of the pioneers in really pushing it forward. And like so much research has been done, and it's like it's an amazing study to know what you can do with your face muscles. You know, we have like over 60 of them in our face, and like a little bit of skin and a little bit of bone and a little bit of muscle. And like if we do this and we pump weights, you know, our ligaments and tendons are going to help us out. But we don't have that in our face. So we have to count on our muscles. We have
Now,
to count on the muscles.
did you say what was the number of muscles in our face?
Yeah,
Did I
over
hear
60.
60?
Yeah, some people say like I've had someone say 120, but that was for someone who does like a different kind of surgery. But
Sure.
I say we have over 60, maybe 60 to 70 that I know that you have in your face, and those muscles work. Chewing your masseter, that's the strongest muscle in your body. You know, the strongest bone and muscle in your body is back here. You're chewing.
Call it a setter?
The mandle.
The mandolin.
It's the strongest one in your body. Your chewing muscle, and your cheek muscle. When you come, where's my skeleton? This guy here. This is my partner in crime.
Okay.
Actually, we're going to talk more about. There's something inside of the PowerPoint that I want to point out. But since we're talking about we got some bones, these are the bones here. When you get older, and I'll show you in the PowerPoint, these bones start to drop in your face. Now, in face yoga, and my teacher taught us how you can move the bones back. Most people don't believe that. But you can actually adjust the bones in your face to move back. And when people question me on it, I say, well, your teeth are the only bones that you can see with your eye. And when your wisdom teeth grow in, if you do not remove them, they will shift forward. So your teeth are moving forward. When my wisdom teeth grew in, the orthodontist said, you want to take them out? I said, oh, no, I'm keeping my teeth. If it's not broke, I'm not fixing it. But my front teeth started moving forward. So my bottom teeth started moving. So the orthodontist said, I'll give you a brace so they'll stop moving. He said, do you want a brace for braces for the top? I said, no, it's fine. So he was saying, well, we can move them back. So if the dentist or the orthodontist, when they put the braces on your teeth, they're applying pressure to move the teeth back to where they want them to be. So we're trained to use our hands in certain positions, and you hold them. You have to do that every day to move the muscles back. I've even seen people change their nose with face yoga. I've seen people change their nose with face yoga. When I was in school and we were learning, Opie, hi, my little dog is trying to come. When we were learning, when she got to the point where she was like, oh, I said, no, I'm fine with my nose. I don't want to narrow my nose. But people actually, with face yoga, you can change the shape of your nose. There's a whole section that we learned how to change your nose, how to lift the bones. You can do that with your hands and with your wrist. You can change bones. You just have to apply it.
Amazing.
You have to, when you start manipulating your bones, that takes like an everyday practice. You have to learn the exercise yourself. It's like wearing braces. The teeth are not going to move if you just put this much pressure for 3 days. That's why when you go to the orthodontist, they keep like adjusting the braces to bring them back more, and they adjust them more, and they adjust them more. And that's the same thing that you do with these muscles here. And I've seen it happen. So it can happen.
Now, that you kind of answered my question because, we now live in a world of instant gratification. We expect things to happen within 24 hours, if not 10 minutes. So this process, for people who want to try to do it organically, naturally, what is the time process? But then again, they must be consistent in their exercise. That's what that tells me. Am I correct?
You have to continue. For major things like moving the bones and stuff like that, that's like you have to work all the time. But for people who just want to maintain their face and, look healthy, and, some people, they want to get rid of the lines around here. like I'll show you in the PowerPoint, you know. Oh, and that's a whole nother story. The mimetic movements, but a lot of people want to lift their necks because your neck is the first sign of aging for women. When you look at a woman, you can usually tell her age by the way her neck looks. And I'll tell you a funny story. I think I told you this story, Lloyd. Like a couple of years ago, my younger sister, she has quite a sense of humor. So my family, heredity, our necks seem to like crunch together like a turtleneck, right? So one of my relatives, we'll just call her Diane. We'll just call her Diane. You'll see it in the PowerPoint because I wanted you to see before and after. So my sister, she was like, I was like, we were sitting down having tea, and she looked at me. She says, "Oh my God!" I said, "What?" She said, "Your neck is looking like Diane." I said, "Oh no," because I knew what that meant. So I started doing my facial exercises, and I'm still a work in progress, but it's coming along. It's not a turtleneck like it used to be. And I'll show you in the PowerPoint before and after.
Well, whenever you're ready to do it, let's get your assistant on, your able assistant, Brother Zion. He can help.
Zion, we need you.
They're going to do this. Hey, Zion. This is Zion. Is 1111, and he's 11 years old, so he's a master number all around. Zion,
baby. Did a perfect match.
When he gets older, someone will kiss him, he'll react totally different. Okay, Zion, what I want us to do, buddy, is go to the share and let us present her PowerPoint. There we go. Okay, let's see.
Now click space when you want to go to the next slide.
Thank you, son.
And click the arrow when you want to go up.
Thank you, son.
All right. The first slide.
See, that's how it goes. That's the new. It's so simple. Thanks, Zion.
Peace.
Peace.
So, of course, you guys know that's my logo. And it's funny. My mom raised me on African proverbs. And at the end of this, me and Lloyd, I tell you, me and my girlfriend, we wrote a book of Proverbs. And so that's going to come out. But on this one, it says, rain beats a leopard's skin, but does not wash out its spots. That's an Akan proverb, which means that, we all age, but our beauty stays with us. And under it is my certificate when I was certified by Fumiko. And this is a little bit to tell you about face anatomy. Your face muscles, like you said earlier, represent 60% of your face form. Then you have 20% skin, 10% fat, and 10% bone. So when we have wrinkles, it looks like the 20% of the skin is doing all the work, is dominating, right? So that's why we have to go back to the 60% muscles, and you fix the muscles, and you change your face. Now, this is what I was saying earlier. If you look low down here, do I have my pointer? That's your bone right here.
Listen, can you hide that little thing? It says, I think you can hide it at the bottom.
Oh,
see that bar?
Oh, I see it. Yes. You're not that. Oh no! What did I do? Go back to that.
Okay.
So
here
this.
Here we go.
So this white part right here, that's your bone. And now, if this was your arm or your thigh, you would see ligaments and tendons attaching the bone to the muscle. You see right here?
Yes.
But now we don't have any ligaments and tendons in our face. We do have fascia, which is very important, and we'll talk about that later. So this is a smooth face. So you see how the skin is laying down. This is fat, and this is the muscle. Everything is laying down here. Now this is what a wrinkle looks like. This is a wrinkle in your face, and this is the bone. And right here is your muscle. Now you see how this muscle is all straightened out and relaxed. Do face yoga, what you're doing, you're taking the tension off of this muscle so it can relax like this muscle. And then we do some stimulating things to get rid of the fat. And then the skin lays down. And that's why it looks like this. This is what it looks like naturally. And this is what it would look like with a wrinkle. So this is
Mm-hmm.
the wrinkle face. You see right here? So look at
Yes.
the skin here and the fat and the muscle. So what we want to do, we want to even this muscle out to look like this one as much as we can. Now,
Interesting.
this is what we spoke about earlier about
Yeah.
young bones and old bones. So when you're in your 20s, 30s, maybe even 40s, your bones they look like this. And like your early 40s, 50s, 60s, and so on, this is what starts happening to your bones. Your bones, like your teeth, you know, you can
Mm-hmm.
look at a person's teeth almost and tell what's happening with their, with their bones. And that's why a lot of doctors want you to do a bone density test because they want to see how strong your bones are. And
Mm-hmm.
that's an
Mm-hmm.
important test for everybody, not just for the bone density, but to know what's happening with your bones, especially if you're concerned about your appearance. That's the first thing I would want to know. If I was concerned about how I look, I would be like, okay, I need a bone density test to see if my bones are sinking because the bones and the muscles support your skin. So even like right here, there's a technique you can do right here to lift. I can say these words. This muscle, this bone right here, I get tired tongue when I start saying the bones, and you can lift it. So this is something, and your nose right here.
Interesting.
All of this can be lifted, and this is a good spot to lift because you can put the pressure. But while we're here on the bones, well, what I want to say, your skin, it meets the bone at insertion points. Like this isn't your frontalis muscle, the top right before your scalp. That's the insertion. This is an insertion area. This is an insertion where your skin meets the bones. Right
Mm-hmm.
here, right here. And when you do your face yoga exercises, what can happen, you focus on the insertion, and that's the muscle you want to work because when that muscle goes up, your face is going to go up because gravity is holding us down, pulling everybody's muscle down. Now,
Yeah.
to me, this is one of the most fascinating things that I learned. I had never heard of fascia before I started studying face yoga, and I have a master's in movement science, and I had never heard the word before. Fascia is a connective tissue, and in our face, we have fascia, but we also have fascia throughout our entire body. And our skin being our biggest organ in our body,
Mm-hmm.
fascia
Mm-hmm.
is right under our skin. If we did not have fascia, we would be standing like we would be a bowl of jelly. We would just be like we couldn't stand up. And what fascia does is I like to think of it as a really thin balloon, and every organ of your body has fascia around it, and that's what holds your muscles together, your bones together, your heart, your kidneys. Every part of your body is surrounded in fascia. And what's very interesting now, I don't know very much about it, but what I do know is that if you have fibromyalgia, if you have immune diseases. If you have so many problems, what you should probably seek out, especially with the fibromyalgia, is a fascia practitioner. I mean, I this weekend I took a seminar. It was like a summit for fascia, and I was like just sitting there with my eyes wide open. But it's like so many people who think that they have illnesses, it's because the fascia is dry or something is happening with the fascia around your joints and I mean the things that they were doing. But fascia is very important because it's surrounding every organ in your skin. But why it's important to me is because it's connected to the lymphatic system. And
But
the
let me,
Mhm.
I am just so blown with this. You mean they have actually practitioners of
Oh
fascia?
yes. Oh yeah. I know a woman. If anybody, her website is Susu SUE Susu Hands, and she does trauma healing because now this is another thing that is really they say that trauma is stored in the fascia. And it's really amazing. I mean, she's told me stories that when she treated people for trauma through the deep tissue massage for the fascia, that the fascia, the trauma actually heals. I mean, if you Google, you can Google it now and just, trauma and fascia. And I'm sure right now is so many people studying it because we never really paid attention to fascia, but it's like the lymphatic system. I never paid attention to that before but fascia right now is like the study because they say that it stores trauma, and look like I was at the summit this weekend. They were saying that people don't want to talk about fascia because the doctors will get angry because then they won't be able to give you medicine and operations.
Boy,
yeah, but so many illnesses that that I learned this weekend from the fascia come from the fascia being dry. And if you look in this one, this is how the fascia goes up and down your whole everything. It's everywhere. Look, your whole body is surrounded in fascia. Look at that.
Yeah.
In face yoga, when we do deep massages I do deep massages for the lymphatic system, but these two things go together. The fascia and the lymphatic system, they work together. And I'll talk about the lymphatic system next or after. Oh,
That's amazing.
so now this slide I put early, but why practice face yoga? Now we have one exercise, one pose that I'm going to teach you guys today. It's called the Big O. And the Big O is I guess like the main pose. And if you learn any pose, the Big O is the one, because like if you see here, before doing the Big O, your face has tension and the fat is all sitting in one place. And this is a thermographic image of a person doing the Big O. This is before they did the Big O, and this is after they did the Big O. And like if you see here, the face, the blood is moving more, and circulation is very important for you to have a nice complexion and to look healthy and to reduce eye bags. So when you do the Big O, it reduces eye bags and improves the circulation in your face. Because most of us, our face, we walk around like this, with our face looking like this. But if you did
You're going to teach our viewers how to do the Big O today?
Oh yeah, that's the exercise that I picked for them, the pose.
All right, good.
It's very simple, but it's something that you need to do every day. So this is before doing the Big O, and this is after doing the Big O. And that was with the thermographic image.
What a difference.
Every student who did it, they came out like the after. And this is what I did. I said, okay, I'm gonna have fun with this. So I made a face. So this is the moving the fat from under your face. So this is before. We're gonna look. This is my friend, and this is how you would look after. After a lot of practice of moving the fat. And the one thing, people who are really heavy, they tend to have less wrinkles in their face because they have, the fat pumps it up in a different way. But thinner people have more of a problem with their having wrinkles and stuff like that because they don't have much fat. So now, this is something that we're going to talk about. We can talk about it now. Why people have wrinkles in the first place. If we just, walked around and took care of ourselves and, froze ourselves and never moved like this, we wouldn't have wrinkles. There's something called mimetic movements. And mimetic movements are movements that you do all the time, not realizing that you're doing them. The number one plastic surgery right now is for Technic. People between the ages of 30 and 50 are getting neck lifts. And
really?
Oh yeah, neck lifts. That's the number one. If I was a neck lift plastic surgeon, I'd be rich. So it's like the reason is people are looking and putting pressure on their neck. We never had this pressure. Let me shift over here. We never had pressure on our necks like we're doing now. We look down at the computer all day long. We look down on our phone all day long.
True.
And putting like 40 to 60 degrees or 60 pounds on our neck. So you have all of these young people whose neck, they have like turkey neck, and they're running to the plastic surgeon to get it lifted. Like if you see here, this is normal. This is how you should look at your phone, but I would even bring it up higher. This is somebody looking like a little bit, but look all the way down here. Imagine doing this all day, every day. What your neck is gonna look
Oh, you mean just looking at your phone in the wrong position creates that
like. And look
situation?
at the spine. There's a whole, it's like some people, like you see, this is just cervical. Your cervical. Oh, go ahead, Zion. So this is your cervical spine, you know, and you have what? 7 vertebrae here, right?
Yeah.
So if what's happening right now, this vertebrae right here, people are getting a hump, and the vertebrae right here is calcinating. And once a vertebrae calcinates, you really can't separate it. You know, once that it binds together, it cannot be open. And people are like right here in at the bottom of this vertebrae right here is calcinating. Where's this thing? It's calcinating on people, and it's sticking together, and they're getting like a hump. They're getting a hump. If you look around, you'll see people.
Oh.
What
No,
did
I'm just
yeah,
I had
if you look around, you'll see that people are developing. I think in my slide, my neighbor, I was working with her, and she had a little hump on her or hers. And you know, there's nothing that I can do about that because you can shift things around.
Sorry.
It's okay, Zion. You can shift things around, but you can't, you know, cut a bone open, you know, and you don't want to play with your spine. But yeah, it's
about how long does it take for people to do that
to
before it starts being irreparable? Because I a lot of people looking down. I mean, people have walked into poles, walked into other people because they're looking down.
yeah, I know. I saw a lady almost get hit by a truck and then got angry at the man who snatched her away from the truck. She didn't even know she almost got hit. But it's I mean, I don't know. I'm not one for technology. I know. I call it a soul sucker, but that's just me. But
Wow.
so now this is the lymph system. So the lymphatic system, that is your first defense against bacteria, viruses, and germs. So later on today, we're going to do a little drainage because if I can leave you with anything, I would like to leave the audience with something that they can use every day to keep their lymphatic system pumping. We never pump our lymphatic system, and I didn't know for a long time that we had to do it. I knew about the circulatory system, the muscles, the skeletal, but I never knew that our lymphatic system does not work on its own. Your heart pumps your blood. You know, when you walk and you move, you're moving your bones and you're moving your muscles. But the lymphatic system needs it needs help. It doesn't work on its own. And we used to walk barefoot, or we used to walk with shoes that didn't have rubber soles. So when we would walk close to the ground, like grounding, that's why grounding is important. When we walk close to the ground, we were pumping our lymphatic system and, you know, working our probiotics in our stomach. All of that came from walking close to the ground. But we don't do that anymore. So what happens is the lymph gets stuck in your lymph nodes. And so many people, like when I was little, a lot of the kids had their tonsils out. They had swollen lymph nodes. And I mean, the tonsils, nobody really understood. They used to say that it was just an extra appendix. But I don't think that God gives us something that we don't need. So I do know that, you know, we need our tonsils because when they swell, they're telling us that we're not pumping our lymphatic system and that we need to do something. So the lymphatic system, it's like a filter before your blood, and it filters out bacteria and virus. It works with the fascia, the lymph system, and then it goes into your bloodstream. So if your lymphatic system is not clean, when it goes to your blood, you're getting bacteria in your blood. Like if you go to the dentist and you have a deep something deep happening in your mouth. And they might say to you, you have to take antibiotics because what's going to go into your bloodstream is going to go through the tooth. So before you have this surgery, you have to take antibiotic. And some people have where there's a left heart valve that beats backwards. It'll come to me. They all have to take antibiotics before they have their teeth done, because if the bacteria gets into the bloodstream, you die. So that's what the lymphatic system is fighting, to take all the bacteria and viruses out of your system before it goes into the bloodstream, and the blood would have to work even harder, or you get sick, or infections and stuff like that. So if you ever notice, like you have swollen lymph nodes,
Yes.
that's because your lymphatic system is working really hard, and something is fighting with something to clear it up. And you may just need to pump your lymphatic system. Or if you have women, like they have lymph nodes and they're swollen, they're growing, you massage and you have to move that lymph through that growing under your arms, your necks, and things like that. So, you have to drain, and these are the spots that you should drain your lymphatic system. And if you sneeze or cough and phlegm comes up, if it's not watery, that means that your lymphatic system needs to be pumped. If it comes out like cheesy or thick and gooey, that means the lymphatic system needs to be pumped. So, if you sneeze or cough or anything where mucus comes out and it's like water, or thin, that's a sign that it's you're doing pretty good. But if it comes out thick and gooey, like, that means that you need to work with your lymphatic system. And the lymphatic system also reduces the inflammation in your face. So much of swollen faces and things like that is because the lymph is just like swollen up in your face. But no one ever told us we had to drain our lymph. Did anyone ever tell you?
No, I'm just hearing it.
Okay. Now this is before. Now this was my neck when Diane caught me. Right? You see the turtleneck coming?
Yeah, at the base of the
Turtleneck. And that was just the beginning. Imagine, look at right here. Let me see. Look at right here. This was starting to this was under my chin. So this was starting to pick up. Now look at it close so you can see the difference. And this was after. So this was 6 weeks later. Okay, so you can see the difference. And this one, I think, was like 8 weeks later. So you see the difference just doing my face exercises. So this one I was working here to get rid of this. And then this one here, I was working to straighten it out more.
Can you go back so people can see the before and after again?
So that's before. That's when I got called out. I was like, oh no, what happened? I was sitting home eating.
Yeah, what's up? What's up?
I was like, what happened to me? No, but I was doing a lot at that time. I couldn't take care of myself. I was taking care of everybody else. And I'm gonna tell you, that's one thing. When you have to take care of everybody else, you have to make sure you take care of yourself.
That is true.
So this is before.
Yeah.
And now you can look even here. You can see that. This fat part, this fat part.
Yeah, yeah.
This was my turtleneck that I was getting.
Yeah.
This is after. And this was like we have finally.
What a difference. What a difference.
All right. This is my friend and neighbor. Now you see right here, if you look right here in the back here, because what she does, she works on a computer and she looks down at that computer every single day. And what I would tell your audience and yourself, you have to have right now, I don't look at a computer a lot, so I had it here so that I could see you guys and you can see me. But you have to have your computer at eye level. You have to work your fingers from your shoulders, like it has to be from like your neck up. And you have to lift your fingers to use your computer. Don't look down on your computer, because this right here, she wanted to get an operation. This is turkey neck. This is from the computer. This is Technic. So that's an example of Technic. Remember we spoke about that earlier?
Yeah, now I see why, because from the technology.
Oh yeah, that's why they call it Technic. And it's the #1 operation between people 30 and maybe 50. And like right here, like I was talking about, there wasn't much I could do with that for her. I told her that we would straighten this out and hopefully she would sit back with her posture better and
Yeah.
lift her computer. So she needed to lift her computer way up here instead of looking at it way down here. And this was a different view of it. So after we worked, this was the final result. Right
It
here.
looks like a different person.
And this was like the last day that I worked with her. This was like we really worked that neck. You can see where she's pale right here.
And this is not doing a neck procedure, a Technic procedure.
This is neck exercises. So I taught her the neck poses. We do the neck poses together. And like you can see right here, you can still see the hump, but at least this is starting to come back. Her neck is coming back. And then her chin sort of went away. So she sort of lost that.
Wow.
You want me to go back so you can see?
Yes, please, so people can see that.
So this is her Technic, and that's the hump back there. And I mean, I wish I would have got a better shot because you can see that she didn't even have a neck in the back. And this was here, this is here, when she bent down. And this was when we finished, when we finally finished working together on her neck. So now we're working on her eyes. But she continues to do her exercises.
But you can see the difference, though. You can see the difference with being consistent.
Oh, that's all it takes, like 3 times a week, really. And, there's things that I can show you and I tell people that really help them to move it along. The thing is, I want to show you how to do it and do it correctly, because you can go on YouTube and you can take a lot of classes for free on YouTube. But what I noticed, what happens with people when they study on YouTube, they don't do it correctly. So I like someone says, oh, either I have to see you in person or you come to my house or I do Zoom, because what happens is a lot of people do the exercises incorrectly and it causes more problems. So if you want to study face yoga, you can get a good bit of knowledge on YouTube. There's so many people on YouTube, but the wisdom and the understanding to do it correctly, you need to learn from a person so that you don't hurt yourself.
But that is a dramatic photo of seeing the before and after. What you can do without having to get a surgery.
And that's me and my best friend. I call her Mr. Bones. That's our PowerPoint. Zion, can you help me, sweetheart? You have to wait for my son to get rid of this. So yeah, that's Harry Zion. All right.
I think I can remove it. There we go. I did it already.
Oh yeah, but Zion, I can't see Lloyd here, so you got to get.
You won't be able to see me. I can see you. Zion, thank you so much, young man. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you, Zion.
Okay,
yes, so that was the PowerPoint.
Hold it. Can you see me?
Oh yes, I can see you now.
Okay, good. All righty. Now,
anybody have any questions? That would be a good time for questions. And if you can get a mirror, because I want to, get a little hand mirror if you have one, and you might need a tissue for your lymph. You might need a lymph tissue, but you need if you can grab a hand mirror, that would be nice. You can use your camera.
Let me say this to you.
Pardon?
This is supposed to be a numerology astrology show, but there are so many. Everything is, to me, numbers. I see numbers on all dimensions, and I just think it's amazing what you can do organically with a little diligence, consistency, and patience. But we seem to get this notion of instant gratification, just say water, that we expect it to pop up just like that. But seeing your neck after weeks, seeing her neck after weeks.
Diane called me out. Huh?
You want it to be 6 hours.
Yeah.
And it's not going to be 6 hours.
No.
But if you're consistent, you see the results as that lady and you have done.
And you're actually healing yourself and you're preventing different things from happening. Like with my neighbor, with her, she would later on, she would have had more problems. 20 years from now, she would have been walking with a cane like this, like having mobility problems because her spine, those 7 vertebrae in your spine, they need to stand up. And once those are gone, then the rest of them are going to be gone. So you're going to just continue and continue and continue. It's like anything. It's like smoking cigarettes. If you smoke cigarettes and then after a while, your lungs, at first it may be, okay, you can smoke. But after a while, your lungs are going to say,
pay a price.
Yeah, so it's like anything else. So when I look at face yoga, like I said earlier, I don't look at it from a beauty perspective because everybody with a good heart is beautiful. It doesn't really matter what your face is saying, but it's to make sure that people can live, and be healthy. Because if we know these things, especially, I didn't know anything about the lymphatic system that it needed to be pumped. I had no idea.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you, I was at a street fair. I was telling you, and I saw this guy, and before he was, I really said, let me drain that for you. Let me show you what to do. And he was shocked. He kept running. He said, he was like, he was shocked. He said, and then I can see in his cheeks where the inflammation, because a lot of it is just inflammation, and the lymph system causes a lot of puffiness under your eyes, your face, that's all. Most of it is. Most people, they got rid of that and ate well and did a couple of things.
Here's my thing to you. You're saying that groups of ladies can have a fun and come as a group session as well as ladies.
Listen, let me tell you, I've had women with men. That's the best part. Women. The last one I had one guy and 4 girls, and they were from California. Oh, dude, he had us. Men, they come, men and women. I get a lot of like women, older elders, and we have a ball because they're like, oh, we coming back. I was like, okay, but practice this first and then come back so that we can take another step. But it's fun, and then like I have people laughing all the time. We just have a good time.
Now, this lady said that they have derma stamps for the eyes.
Yeah,
derma rollers. They have derma stamps for the eyes.
I've heard of them, but I've never used them on my eyes. Never. Mm-mm.
Okay, good.
I don't like to put anything on my eyes.
And they asked what size needles were those. They're teeny tiny, and you can vary. They're very.
The size, if you buy them on Amazon and face yoga, there's a face yoga derma roller, and you get, this is one size, and then you get the smaller size. There's no numbers on them really. You just get one and then a smaller one. I never thought about the numbers because I've always just gotten a big one and a little one. Because this one does this and this and this, and this one does this and their neck and areas like that.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Okay. Now, what's that? The big thing where you got the blood? The big one, the big O, is whatever that exercise is. Can you show the lady?
Yes.
I know we're over. I said an hour. We spilled over, and I'm not finished.
Oh, we're hour and 15.
It doesn't bother me.
Okay,
so the thing you want to demonstrate to the men and women, especially the women, where they can get they see the before and after, where they get the blood circulating throughout their whole face. You said there's a big technique you can share with us.
There's one exercise that they can do, but if everybody has a mirror, I can show them something that they might be interested in. I want you to take your hand mirror, and I want you to put it in your face. And I want you to take this mirror and go all the way up and look up. Look at your face, look up. And then I want you to bring it back down to where you are now. Now, the face you saw when you looked up, that's the face you used to have. Let's go back. That's the face you used to have. Now smile and make your muscles real tight. And come back. Now we're going to look down. You're going to bring the mirror all the way down, parallel to the floor, all the way down and look down. That's the face you will have if you don't do any exercises with your face. So you see it? Do you see it? Look all the way down.
Yeah, yeah.
You like it? No, right? No, right? We don't like that face. I didn't like mine either. So now we're going to bring it back. So that's why you have to take care of your face. That's the thing. That's the face that we had before. When you look up, the skin is going back against gravity. So gravity is making you look, a little more youthful.
There is a difference too.
Oh, yeah. But now this face is the face that we'll have if we don't pay attention to our face. Remember I said earlier that, we don't watch our face like we watch our body, right? So if we don't take care of our face and keep our muscles in our face toned, which is something that we can do, then that's the face that we're going to end up with very soon. All right? The face that you saw at the bottom. But now, since we're running out of time, did anyone, before we do the big O, I wanted to do a lymph cleaning, but do we have time?
No. I have time. Okay.
Okay.
I have time, but I have to respect your time.
Oh, I'm fine. Look, I don't talk much, but when I start talking, it's hard for me to stop.
We're going to teach the ladies how to clean their lymph system, and we're going to teach them the big O.
So if anybody, we'll do, if we have another 15 minutes, I think I can get stuff done.
You got it. You got it. This is your show.
All right. So now, before we start, I just want everybody, what we're going to do first, we're going to clear our lymph and de-stress our face. That is so important, okay? Because you need to find a way to wake up and take the stress out of your face. And we'll do that, and we'll do the big O, and then I'll let, we'll go. I don't want to keep you all night. I respect the fact that you spent this much time with me. All right, so now we're just going to close our eyes. Close your eyes and just relax. Close your eyes and relax. And when you hear 3, you're going to breathe in deeply through your nose for 5 counts and hold it for 4 counts and let it out for 5 counts. So you can keep your eyes closed and just sit up straight. I'm sorry. Breathe in and hold and let it out. Now breathe in through your nose for 5. Hold and breathe out through your nose. Good. Breathe in through your mouth. Let it out through your nose. Okay, open your eyes. And we do have something called a detox where we take a deep breath. You go, and you blow as hard as you can. That's called the detox. And you blow as hard as you can. Now we're just going to do a slight torso rotation because of the fascia. Everything is connected through the fascia. That's a whole nother story. Whatever we do here is happening in our whole body because the fascia is connected. If I go like this, it's happening through the whole body because if the fascia is feeling it through the whole body, but that's a deeper connection thought. So we're just going to rotate our spinal cord 8 to the right, and then you're going to rotate your spinal cord 8 to the left, and 8 to the right, and then 8 to the left. And the reason why we're doing that is because our spine is connected to our face. And if you were going to stretch or jump, you would have to do some form of warm-up. So when we do face yoga, we always do some form of warm-up. But since we're not doing like a lot of poses today, we're just going to do the torso rotation. So it goes to the right, deep and around, to the left, deep and around, for 8 counts, all right? So I'll play my little drum for you so you can have some music. I love my drum. All right, you ready? 5, 6. To the right. And left. And right. And left. And hold. And hold. Good. Breathe in. And out. Breathe up. And down. Breathe up. And down. And up. And down. Good. So now just shake your hands out. So we're not going to do the full warm up. Hi, Zion. We're not going to do the full warm up. So what we're going to do?
Not the big O yet, right?
Pardon me?
That's not even the big O yet.
Oh, no. We're going to do our lymph system really fast, and then we'll do the big O.
Okay.
So for your lymphatic system, you can look online and you can find your different lymph node areas, okay? So today what we're going to do, we're going to start with the ears. And you're going to take this bottom part right here, and you're going to pull. And before we start, I just want you to feel up here and see if you can gather so you can see the difference for yourself later. You're going to try to gather some skin here. It's okay, son. You're going to gather some skin here. And then you're going to gather some skin back here behind. And then you're going to gather skin behind your neck. All right? So just pull and see how much you can pull. Gravity pulls it down, so it's very hard to pull skin right here. Very few of us can gather some. And then we're going to gather it right back here.
The earlobes.
Behind the earlobes. Gather skin and see how much you can pinch. And then the back of your neck, you're going to pinch. Most people can get a full amount from the back of their neck.
Sure.
What we want is when we finish, we should be able to gather more skin on the top of our head and behind our ears because we're releasing the tension in the muscles. And gravity is what makes it come down. When we're babies, you can just hold as much skin at the top of your head as you want. But as we get older, it starts coming down. So we're going to hold the bottom of our earlobe, and we're just going to pull it out, pull them out, and breathe while you're pulling them out. Pull them out and just pull and let go. You're going to take the meaty part of your finger and stick it right here in the middle of your ear. And you're going to, I'm moving sort of fast, so we can do a few more things. And you're going to put it in here under the cartilage, and you're going to pull as much as you can. And then you're going to pull it out. And then you're going to go to the top. And you're going to pull, try to center alignment. Open your heart. Good. And pull it out. Then we're going to squish our ear. Just squish it like this and move it around, up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down. Just squish the ear around. Now our ears are connected to so many parts of our face. We don't realize it. So by doing this, we're loosening up tension from around a lot of the muscles in our face. And just pull them out and shake them up and down. Good. So now we're going to take the meaty part of our fingers and we're going to start massaging and stimulating the lymphatic system. So I like to start right here right on the side of my nose in those little holes right there. And you're just going to move it around. You might need a tissue. You're going to move it around, deep, get as deep as you can. We're massaging our lymphatic system. And you should do this every day. Nose or every other day because we're not walking barefoot anymore. Nose, 8, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Reverse, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Good. Shake your hands out. Take the meaty part of your fingers, and you're going to go behind your ears, right here at the bottom. You feel a little hole, Lloyd, back there?
Yes.
And so you're going to be in there. You're going to put your fingers in there, and you're going to go around for 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Reverse it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You're going to push it in and just move it around. Moving around. Good. All right, let me just take this little flash up off my screen. Okay. So that's nose, 8, 8, 8, 8. Behind the ears, 8. Right here, 8. All right. And now we're going to go here. I call these my stemmies because it's a long word. So you're going to take your fingers and you're going to try to get as far under as you can, okay? And just go up and down, up and down, up and down. You feel that side? You feel it, Lloyd?
Yep, I do. Yep.
You're going to try to go under that, okay? That's a long start. It starts at the top, and you're going to massage under that. Good. Good. And push it. Try to really get under there. Good. Now you're going to do the other side. Good. Under. Massage under. Up and down. Try to get under there as deep as you can and pull it down. Then we're going to take our neck. Take your hands, the palm of your hands, and you're going to push back like this on your neck. Good. Back, 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 back. So now you know you do your nose, you do your ears, you do your stemmies, and now you're going to take your thumb and you're going to press it under your arm, and you're going to take your fingers to massage your back and use your thumb and press under your arm as hard as you can. Press. Press. Good. Press it. Anybody need a tissue yet? How about you, Lloyd?
Not so far, so good. So far, so good.
And now you're going to do the other side, but see, you work out good. So you're going to do this side. Good. Good. And now you're going to go right here on your collarbone, and you're just going to, right here. This, they say, is the gateway, because your heart, before the lymph goes to your heart, they say this is the last place it stops, on top of your collarbones. So you're going to push under your collarbones. Push under your collarbones. Push. Push. Yes, let's push. Okay, so now you know you have your nose, the sides of your nose, your ears, your stennies, under your arms, your collarbones, and you know you can do the hands. But now, when you later on, you get one of these, and what you do, you put it under your legs, and you can roll it under your legs to get it moving. To get you can get your ankles. You can get this from the dollar store. It's just something that you roll bread with, and you can use it to really stimulate those lymph muscles. Because
Interesting.
I use this, I put it on my legs, the back of my neck, everywhere to move the lymphatic water away from my body. Okay, so get one of these. And for people who do have work on the computer, get a neck brace and wear the neck brace while you're working on your computer. If you work all day on your computer, you're home alone on your computer, or even at the office, I wouldn't worry about what anybody thought. You can decorate it and draw like nice flowers on it, but wear it at work while you're working on your computer, because it will help your spine stay aligned, and it'll prevent you from hurting yourself. And if you do this 5 days a week while you're at work, it'll prevent you from having Technic. So I suggest that you use this when you're at work. And they're like $5 at the pharmacy. It's a neck brace. Okay, so the big O. The big O is probably the exercise that all face yoga practitioners tell their their students to do, because it makes the blood move in your face and it reduces the under eye bags. So now how you do the big O, you have to sit with your spine straight.
Mm-hmm.
You have to have an open heart, open chest, line up those vertebrae. I used to tell my little kids, 7, 12, 5, 5. That's how many vertebrae hide. So don't let them hide. You're going to sit up. And now you're going to look up. But before you look up, I want you to drop your bottom chin. You're going to make an O. Now, it's important not to wrinkle your forehead when you look up. So we're going to make an O. Look up. Mm-hmm. And come out. So make an O, stretch it. You should try to stretch this so you can feel the stretch here coming down. And come out of the pose. And I make a big O. Look up. And come out of the pose. So that's the big O, okay? So
how many times should they do that? How many reps should they do that?
You do 3 of those every morning, and you can count to 5 or you can count to 10. And now once you really get used to it, I like to tell my students, this is called the big O with hands. And you put your finger, the meaty part of your fingers at the insertion point on your forehead. The insertion point is where your skin meets your scalp, and you pull it back. So you go.
Wow, that's deep.
And that will help you with the wrinkles too. Now the forehead wrinkles, I think I told you earlier, vertical are your liver and horizontal are your lungs. And people who wear glasses, I was getting a little wrinkle over here, and I was like, why is that coming so like that so deep? I realized that these glasses, I was like that, and they were crooked. So if you wear glasses, most people who wear glasses, if you do not wear them correctly, it's going to cause you to move your forehead and your eyes in ways that's going to cause mimetic muscles. So mimetic muscles, remember, we use our muscles in ways that we don't even know that we're using them, like looking at the phone, people who smoke, so once you repeat those muscle movements, they stay that way. I would usually give you a little tap out, but I don't know if we have time. Just tap your forehead, tap with the meaty part of your fingers, and breathe and tap. Now go over your eyebrows and tap, and breathe and tap. Now go behind your ears. Tap, tap. Go under your chin. Just tap. If you're pregnant, don't do the next one. Tap. If you're pregnant,
That's interesting.
Yeah, if you're
If
pregnant.
you're pregnant.
Yeah, you can't tap here if you're pregnant.
Where's that tap? Under the nose?
Yeah, under the nose. You can't tap if you're pregnant. It can cause you to have a miscarriage. It's connected. I tell you, everything's connected. Everything's connected.
Yeah.
Here. And then I'll just say breathe, and we'll let it out. Circle your shoulders back, and then we're fine.
Now, hold up. I got to put the banner where people can get in touch with you, schedule an appointment.
Mm-hmm.
And since the ladies like to meet in groups, clusters, okay.
Yeah, ladies and men. The men are fun too now. Men
too. We'll have a men's club come over there too, okay?
The ladies, I mean, we have fun and we see results. I mean, a big part of it is you have to keep doing it. And the one thing I say, drink hot water all day long. Hot water flushes out your system. That's a yogi thing. The face yogis, we drink hot water. Like when you clean your clothes and you use hot water, it rinses out everything in your system. Hot water is very good for you.
And I think you said add lemon when we had our discussion before
right,
too.
You can add lemon. And if you really want to be brave, you can add a pinch of turmeric. Turmeric reduces inflammation. I
Can I
mean,
ask
that
you
would be
a
the
question
best.
about cayenne pepper?
Oh, cayenne pepper too. That's good for your blood. But for your face, turmeric and cayenne.
Turmeric. Okay, good, good, good. So as you see, it's Rashamella Cumbo. She's a certified facial yoga teacher, educator, performer, author. And by the way, let me show
Mm.
people while we're doing this. By the way, this is her advertisement. So please make note of this. This is Rashamella right here. Okay. Everything is all listed there for you. She does group sessions. The fees are there. What it's about. What is facial yoga? How is Samkofa facial yoga different? Interested? She has single sessions that include one person, whatever. She has a group session. All of this is what she do, and this is a special offer. So I'm saying you don't have no excuse not to do this. So her website is at the bottom of this flyer here called Rashimella at Sankofa Face Yoga at gmail.com. Is that correct?
That's the
Your
Gmail.
email.
But if you want a class, you go to sankofafacyoga.com.
Yes, that is to the right. That's the website. That is where you go to do this.
Yeah,
Okay.
you can contact me through the website also. It's the easiest way because I always get that alert.
So whether you want to get individual attention, let me get this out the way. Hold on, where is it? Okay. Let me do this. Also, let me let you know that she is coming out with a book, and this is the book. Can you explain the book?
Yes, yes. Oh, that's my mom. She raised me up on African proverbs. There was a proverb for everything, a parable. And one of my closest girlfriends, her mom raised her up on Southern proverbs. And we used to always go back and forth, metaphors, proverbs, parables. And we would go back and forth and we would talk and people would say, what are you two talking? They said, you two are funny. Because it was just in us because that's the way our parents raised us. So we got
Sure,
together. And,
sure.
pardon?
No, I was saying sure. I'm agreeing. I
Okay.
understand.
Yeah, so we got together because people used to laugh at us, like there's every word. And my mom was like that. She was so funny, but she knew so many African proverbs because she spent a lot of time in Africa. And she would come back, and I thought they were so unique to her. But then later on, I found out where she learned them all. But yeah, so we got together and we put this book together. We're going to have it on Lulu because they have a big bookstore. So we're going to put it's on Lulu. So that's where you can get it from the Lulu bookstore online. And I'm pretty excited about that. And then I have a couple other books, but that's another story. That's another time. I'm doing a Sankofa book for face yoga. And I'm doing a book
We're
called,
gonna have you back with that one.
oh, you have to have me back with the Myrtle Avenue L. That's my life story. It's so much. My friends have always told me, you need to write a book. So I finally sat down to complete it.
Well, good, good,
Yeah.
good. I'm gonna make sure that once it's done, that you can share it with our viewers.
Yeah.
Now, I'm going to have to hold it. Don't go anywhere. I just need to do something, which is what I did not do before. Always after the introduction of my guests, I always do the cosmic forecast for today. So it is Wednesday, the 28th, and the moon, the sun is in the sign of Libra, and also the moon is in Scorpio. Mercury's still retrograde up until the 2nd. That's Saturday, but still is going to Sunday. It ends on Sunday, but it's still going to be a residue about maybe a week out after that. And so it's a 1 universal week, a 7 universal day, 2 day, which is probably why I ask so many questions. And Cancers and Pisces, like my guest, and Leos and Aquarius, like myself, and Aries, this is your day. Or if you're born on the 1st, the 7th, the 10th, 16th, 19th, 25th, and 28th. And I always forget, which is why it says I'm going to do this. Please like, share, and subscribe. If you, especially today, and this was very important because people are we're in such a beauty conscious type of environment now where people are, and I noticed by the dozens, they're selling you aging creams, aging this, aging that. So I just want to let you know that you can do it organically thanks to our guest. Okay. And by the way, speaking of that, I want to let you know that on Monday, I'm having this distinguished gentleman, Dougie Fresh. For those of you who may know him, he has been around for a while. He is one of the most talented men that I know. I've been on. We had a 2-hour session today, this afternoon, but he is going to be my guest this Monday, Dougie Fresh. For those of you who don't, just Google him and you'll be very surprised. This brother has been around. And then on Wednesday, the 5th of October, we're going to have this distinguished gentleman, Brother Anton Edwards, because this month that we just finished has actually been declared Disaster Emergency Month. Well, he is a master of this. He is an expert. He's been doing this for decades. If you look at his resume, you would be extremely impressed. So since now they're talking about shortage of water and food and this and that and everything else, I just thought it would be in everybody's best interest to, if this is the case, or should it do happen, how to be best prepared. So that is what I'm going to have. So he's going to be on Wednesday, October the 5th, and Dougie Fresh is going to be on Monday, October the 3rd. Rashimella is having her book coming out soon. And this is, please, and this is where you go. All righty. So everybody, I guess that's it. Rashimella, I enjoyed this.
Oh,
And
thank you so much.
and let me tell you this. I could feel like my blood circulating in my face. Does that make sense?
Yes, that's what you should feel. Yes. And
Yeah.
like you said, this world is obsessed with beauty. But my mom would always say, when a person smiles, you can see their teeth, but you can't see their heart. So that's what real beauty is.
That's probably in that book you're gonna write too. All right.
Good night, folks.
So anyway, Rashimella, God bless you. Thank you. And thank little brother Zion, 1111.
He did. So
Yeah, come in. Yeah, give him his props. Zion, come on up here, buddy. Thank you, man. And he's 11 years old. So I think that's very significant for me as a numerologist. 1111. He's 11.
and
So
the
with-
11 day. Isn't that interesting?
Yeah. So happy birthday in a month and a half, young man. So you're more than welcome of the good work. Y'all have a blessed day. Everybody, I want to thank you very, very much for this. And if Rashimella, if you can hold on a second, because I'm just going to sign off. I went way over time. I know this, but I think this was very, very important that there are a lot of things that can be done organically and naturally and in an authentic way. All you have to do is be diligent to your mission, your purpose. And you saw what she was able to do with her neck in 6 weeks. So if you're thinking about 6 minutes, it's not going to happen. 6 hours, it's not going to happen. 6 days, it's not going to happen. But by being consistent, like in everything you do, eventually you got to see the results, such as the law of nature. All righty. So with everybody, I want to thank you very, very much. All y'all have a great, great weekend. And I enjoyed this session to no end. And I hope you ladies, as well as gentlemen, have too. Because I'm going to work on my face and see what we come up with about a month and a half out. See how we do. All righty. Y'all take care. God bless.